All right, my lovelies, how are we today? Obviously, I hope you're all well. Look, there's wee Jasper. Jasper. He's just having a wee nap on the spare bed. You know that bed that you keep clean for guests coming that maybe just that you didn't actually have very often, and the dog just makes the I wash the bed more because the dog's been lying on it than I've had people in it. To be fair, wee cutie pie. Anyway, Wednesdays for me, I'm recording this on Wednesday morning, by the way. Wednesdays for me are non-client facing. Do you know there's a lot of wanky speak about, right? When I was younger, you never got anything like some of the stuff non-client facing. Anyway, I don't actually see any of my clients today, so I'm not in the gym coaching. I'm not coaching my ladies at Lift. I'm not coaching CrossFit. I am floating about on my laptop and doing my socials and catching up with my clients on WhatsApp though. So technically I am working, but this is a new thing for me, by the way. I always used to take a Wednesday off, so I wouldn't have anything to do with my clients. That sounds I'm totally ignoring them. Obviously, if they message me, I would message them back, but I wouldn't be active really. And I would have the day off, but when I did that, it meant that I had to work doubly as hard on a Thursday and sometimes doubly as hard on a Friday. And I was sometimes working till 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, which, let's face it, I'm self-employed, so I can actually work the hours that I want. But I've just got so much to do between uh, my coaching for CrossFit, coaching my ladies at Lift, and coaching my midlife ladies in the midlife reset for nutrition. So I was getting to Friday afternoon, I was like, oh my God, I haven't done anything. So I thought I would mix it up the last couple of weeks. So I'm now working on a Wednesday, non-client facing. And I'm trying to put my laptop off at 12 o'clock on a Friday and then just having a couple of hours to myself, maybe just to like go to the gym or to catch up with friends or to see my mum, or just me and Jasper just sitting reading or something. So I have managed it I didn't manage it last Friday just because I was doing my priority list launch for my On Fire coaching. But the 4 Fridays before that, I have managed it, and I'm going to try it again this week. So anyway, here I am. So we're going to talk about the real reason. I'm going to talk about the real reason that many of us don't start. So if we have a goal, why many of us don't start working on that goal, right? We sit on the fence. We do sit on the fence and we don't commit. And like we scroll Instagram for motivation or Facebook for motivation, and we just tell ourselves that, that like the time's not right. So the time could be not right because we're too busy, or we've got other stuff on, or we're not in the right headspace, or we're listening to our body, inverted commas, that's another wanky thing. But I want you to remember, ladies, that doing nothing is still a choice. It's absolutely still a choice, right? It's not neutral. Doing nothing is literally still a choice, all right? You think that you're avoiding failure by not starting, but you're pretty much guaranteeing failure by not starting. All right, it's like I've got so many cheesy sayings. I know I've just slagged everybody off for a wank speak, like non-client facing, but I do love a saying, right? It's the old thing, the old adage of Jasper's going to go mental. Sorry, he's just seen a bird out the window. Of like the little birdie and stuff saying, when it's trying to fly out the tree, what if I fail? And then the mama bird's saying, but what if you fly? No, it's 50-50. You've got to be in it to win it. Absolutely. Anyway, that's what this episode about. So doing nothing is still a choice. Yeah. So fear of failure, but we disguise it as procrastination. And it usually comes in the form of, I'll start on Monday. I'll start after the holiday. I'll start when the kids are back at school. Whereas in fact, what you're effectively doing is setting yourself up for a fail every time you get busy. So if you start something, right, whether it's a fat loss goal, whether it's a weightlifting goal, whether it's a strength goal, whether it's a studying for something goal, right, if you wait till you're not busy, then the next time you get busy in your life, you're just going to stop again. Whereas starting now, just now. Yeah, regardless of what's going on, you'll make the time. You absolutely will make the time. If you want it, you will make the time. Definitely 100%. So procrastination is your top issue. And I'm not sitting here preaching to you, right? I'm not sitting here saying that I'm perfect, because I absolutely am not. And my fitness and fat loss journey has been, oh bloody hell, my fitness journey's been going on for fucking years, but it's seriously been going on for about 6 years. And my fat loss journey has been going on for about 3 years, and there's been ups and downs along the way, and there's been failures, and there's been mistakes, and there's been fuck ups along the way, but I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't actually have started. So don't kid yourselves on, my lovely, that you're going to wait till the time is right, because literally the time is never right other than now. Yeah. Also, we try to have like a wee safety blanket, do you know, where we feel all safe in our comfort zone, and we just do what we've always done, regardless of whether it's going to get you to your goal or not. But we justify that by saying to ourselves that, well, in fact, we probably don't admit this to ourselves. This is possibly more a subconscious thought, that if we don't start, then we can't fail. Do you know, if we don't make an effort, because we have in our heads, we think that we need to be perfect, and it's this all or nothing mindset. I used to always use this excuse, by the way. I'm either all in or all out. And that's probably one of the biggest things that's going to stop you getting to your goal. If you don't start, you can't fail, right? But whereas if you don't start, you're never going to win neither. And it is this fear of perfection. So we think that we need to go all in 100%, and we think that, like, just say, for example, it's a fat loss goal, right? Just say we're 90 kilos and we want to get to 80 kilos. We assume that when we start, first of all, we're going to be starving, because we'll no do the diet sensibly. We'll just like go all in, cut everything out, right? And we think that we're never going to manage to stick to that. You're absolutely bloody right, by the way. You're never going to manage to stick to that. And we think that every week when we go on the scales, or every morning when we go on the scales need to drop. So like your fat loss is linear, so we start up here and then we end up down here, and it's a perfectly straight line, and it's not a perfectly straight line. No goal ever is a straight line. Think about if when you were learning to drive. Do you know, we used to get in the car, like you used to stall the car, you would hit curbs, you would no manage your reverse parking, you'd probably pull out somebody in front of somebody at some point, especially in a roundabout. But we just got back in the car the next week and just practiced and practiced and practiced. And there's a bit of an arrogance about fat loss and dieting, as in we actually think it's easy, right? But what we really mean when I say that fat loss is easy is the process is easy. Like, it's simple. It's not easy, sorry. The process is simple, like eat less than your body needs and move more. It's literally the simplest process in the whole world. But because we're human beings and not robots, and we've got emotions and feelings and social events and situations and holidays and parties, etc., right? It makes it quite difficult. So you don't need to be perfect, but you need to get this line out your head, right? No effort that you put in and no result that you get from working towards any goal is ever going to go in a straight line, ever. There's going to be ups and downs, and learning to navigate that is like the reason that most people have a coach, because you've got a wee wingman kind of thing. And also this, and again, I say this all the time, I make no apologies for saying this all the time, right? That you've got half your life left. So if anything, right, if you're a midlife woman, you've literally got half your life left. So if anything, if you can take anything from that, then it should be that you get to make the next half of your life like anything you want. But you need to have the balls, the lady balls. You need to have the balls to start, basically. But you can literally do anything. You can reinvent yourself like so many times. It doesn't matter. You just need to work towards your goal. It's this, and I'll go back to this thing, it's a fear of failure. You're absolutely scared to make that commitment, to tell people that you're doing stuff in case you fail, because you think that having a blip on the scales or missing a training session or eating a bit of chocolate or having a night out, you think that that's you failing when it's not. That's, in fact, that's actually life. And we just need to learn and work around navigating it around that and practicing. It just takes practice. Yeah, practice. So doing nothing is a choice. I do, and again, I make no apologies for that. I say that all the time. Doing nothing is a choice, right? But it's also the riskiest choice ever. 1 year from now, like 1 year from now, so imagine you in 365 days' time, all right? You'll either be a year closer to your goal or you'll be wishing that you started today. So many women, right? I speak to so many women and they'll say to me, a year ago, I thought I was fat, but what I would give to be the weight I was a year ago now, because they've consistently put weight on over the last year, and they're maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilograms heavier. Whereas if they'd started a year ago, they'd probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilograms lighter than what they were a year ago. It is literally just about starting. So I want you to think about that. That's your homework. You know, I like to give you homework. That's your homework. Picture your life in 365 days. 365, is that how many is in a year? Oh, I'm having a bit of a memory blank then. Anyway, we'll just go for a year. Picture your life in a year. So we call that in this industry and a lot of other industries, the cost of inaction. So that is the cost of inaction, is it wondering and thinking about where you will be in a year's time. All right. Also, you need to remember, right, and this doesn't get said enough neither, midlife women. First of all, right, none of you are stupid. You are all educated women. Do you know what I mean? A lot of you have got degrees, you have got qualifications, you are fucking good at your job. You are totally educated women, right? But you also have a track record of surviving hard things, right? You've maybe been through divorce, you've been through childbirth, you're maybe going through or have been through the menopause. You've been through career ups and downs and highlights and low things, right? You've been through caring for others, whether it's kids, whether it's elderlies. You've been through, the trauma that is death. Do you know what I mean? You've buried people, you've loved people, you've had to say cheerio to people. There's friendships that have ended. You have a track record of surviving hard things. Yet, when it comes down to your personal goals, you don't think that you can do it. Honestly. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, right? And I'm going to finish on this. So every problem, I love when I try to do an absolute belter of an ending and can't get my words out. Hilarious, right? Right, doing nothing is not neutral. Exactly what I said at the beginning, right? Doing nothing is an absolute choice. You are choosing to set your goals aside. You are choosing to tell yourself that you are too busy. You are choosing to tell yourself that you can't do it, right? That is a choice. You are making that choice to stay stuck and to let the fear decide where you are in your life. Right, so you're going to waste the next 6 months waiting on the perfect time, because I'm telling you now, you're never going to get the perfect time. There's always going to be shit going on. Or today, you can make a different choice. You can do one little thing that's going to get you closer to your goal. Now, that might be adding some fruit and veg into your lunch. That might be going for a 20-minute walk. That might be joining the gym. It might be doing some YouTube yoga. But you can do one thing today that's going to get you closer to your goal. Get that momentum going and build on it tomorrow. Can you hear Jasper sitting on the kitchen chair looking out the big window, probably barking at all the birds in the airspace? Anyway, the only guaranteed outcome of doing nothing is for you to be in the same place in a year's time than you are today, all right? So every problem in your life is a decision you have made, a decision you're avoiding, or a boundary that you haven't set. I will speak to you all soon, my lovelies. I'm going to let my dog out in the back garden. Have a banging day. Speak to you soon. Bye.